I'm really enjoying sitting back and listening to it. Mr. Gordon Kessler's delivering today, isn't he, Val? I mean, seriously, this is what it's all
Amazing.
about. I want to, as both of you know, I just want to interject real quick on the education world. Both of you are talking so poignantly about the grease fire that is today's education mess. It's just a mess. And both of you know, you well know, that education's right there as being, as far as being the closest to my heart, because my mom was a teacher, my grandmother was a teacher, and my great grandmother was a teacher. I still tell the story of my grandmother in Montreal. You would have loved her, Val. She first taught in a one-room schoolhouse in Dorval, Quebec, right outside of Montreal, all 7 grades in one schoolhouse. And to this day on Facebook, 50, 60 years later, I hear folks that said their life was changed by my grandmother in the 1940s or 50s. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what public education was supposed to be all about. It was about my grandmother. It was about my mother in the 1960s and 70s that was the most fabulous public school teacher you've ever seen, where we included the parents, we included the students, and we included the teachers, and that was it. That's where the decisions were made. Both of you also know that I love solutions. We can bring up issues, but I love solutions. And really, just to wrap it up here and look for both of your comments. I always say, don't reinvent the wheel. Usually, most wheels have been invented, and everything's you can be Googled on the internet right now. There's an answer to education that answers all of your concerns, Val, and all of your concerns, Gordon, and my concerns, and that's what Arizona has just done. They went to a quote school voucher program universally through the state of Arizona. 1.3 or 4 million kids qualifying, where there are now virtually universal charter schools, private schools, religious schools, and even public school is an option. But it is the parents' choice. And guess what, everybody? In Arizona, wait till you see this program. They just rolled it out late last year, and it's working beautifully. The only people that are freaked out are the school unions and the 100, 200, $300,000 salary folks out there. They're the only ones who are upset because the kids are getting a great education. It's paid for. They basically get private schools, and guess what? When the schools have to compete for the parents' business and the students' business, they've got to get good at what they do. And you know what? The parents will not tolerate this nonsense, guys, this nonsense about transgenderism, gender identity, climate change worry, on and on. These terrible liberal ideas that were never right in the first place and still aren't right. And bottom line, all you have to do right now is do what Arizona did, do what the state of Arizona is doing. Just like Ron DeSantis. If you want to run a state, well, just do what Ron DeSantis is doing. So there's my little rant that indeed we can reform the education system, and we can reform it tomorrow. And the only people who are going to be upset are the politicians, the special interests, the lobbyists, and the $200,000 salary folks. So there you go. I'll get off my soapbox now, okay?
It's great. It's great, Greg. And the most important thing is that tax dollars are allocated to education follow the student. So they're not being discriminated against. And, that's a real important factor, because a lot of times they'll give the parents the option, but they have to double dip because, or they have to pay twice because they won't allow those funds to follow the student to a private school.
Isn't it funny where we hear, we hear every day, we hear every day, my body, my choice. Well, how about my family, my kid, my choice? You know?
I like that, Greg.
There you go.
Good.
Money follows the child. That's good. And just to